Okay, so hello Carmen and all my classmates. Today I'm going to talk about the nutrition about for swimming. So yeah, thank you for being here and listening to my PPT. Um, okay, so beforehand I want to start. What is swimming? Well, swimming can be categorized with the whole body sports that are involves all large muscle groups. It means that it's not just moving within some specific muscle groups, but uh, using all the large muscle groups within the body. And also, it it is the only aquatic sports that are combine all the three energy systems, which is the aerobic systems, the anaerobic and ATP PCR systems, the uh, anaerobic system, the glycolytic, and the aerobic system. And then it also a sport where the athletes trains for hours in length, means that uh, this is the sport that are the athlete trains with a high volume of trainings. Here we're talking about hours, and also uh, using the kilometers where they swim. So they target some certain numbers of kilometers or meters for the trainings, and normally within the seasonal, uh, they use a high volume training rather than really high intensity. But it still depends on the time of the seasons where they need to peak, or when the seasons in tapering, means they have high intensity uh, training rather than uh, high volume training. So overall, it's a muscular endurance sports. It is sports that require the muscles to endure fatigue. That's basically it is. So then, yeah. So here I have the examples of the training schedules of uh, the swimmers, professional swimmers. So the weekly training program of an elite swimmer normally includes 1 until 3 sessions per day. As I said before, it has they have a large volume of training, and also it integrated means it combines with a different type of sessions, such as a pool where they swim, and also a dry land such as gym, yoga, and etc. So yeah, here I have the table. This table uh, is the descriptions of a pool sessions undertaken by swimmers, and another table I'm not showing here is a potential nutrition interventions for the swimmers. So here the pool sessions, we have the 3A, the A1, A2, and A3 means the aerobic. So here they train the aerobic using the aerobic energy source, and have they have also the speed development training, which is using the PCR anaerobic energy. And sometimes they also train like within the 200 meters, they use the glycolytic system. And here, for example, you can see they categorize the training, monitor the training using the factor of heart rate, beats per minute, and also they're using the energy source, aerobic and anaerobic. And they also sometimes see using the lactate threshold, no, lactate values using the millimole. Yeah, so here, the example of the training week. This one is the example of the moderate to high intensity training weeks. So we have over here from Monday until Sunday. As we can see over here, the nutrition focus for the athlete is uh, about 35 until 55 calorie kilogram per day, and the carbohydrate intakes you normally 3 until 8 grams kilogram per day, with the protein 1.7 until 2 gram per day. And then, yeah, for Monday, for example, the morning sessions, we can see they have the A1s, it's just the skills or using the aerobic system, low intensity, low heartbeat per minute, and they also combine it with the resistance, means with the dry land. And also at the PM sessions, they have the speed, which is using the ATP PCR systems. And then for the sessions nutrition focus, uh, yeah, they intake the high carbohydrate and also high protein intake. Yeah, on Tuesday they have a VO to max sessions, and then Wednesday they have the dry land, which is the gym. Yeah, this one is the example of the training week of the professionals or the Olympians swimmers. So what is the energy requirements of swimmers? Despite of many systematic reviews or many literatures out there about the energy requirements for swimmers, normally the typical values of energy intakes for male and female swimmers is about 3,600 until 4,800 kilocalories per day for the male, and 1,900 until 2,600 kilocalorie per day for the female. But still, as I said, it always depends on the timing of the season, the volume of the sessions, the intensity, and the frequency of the trainings. Because within the season, it's impossible to keep the intensity or and the volume the same every day. So there has to be the fluctuations of the training load within the season. But still, a major focus of a swimmer's diet should be concerned on how can they balance the energy intake and it meets the daily training requirements for the athlete, for the swimmers. Yeah, so I have table over here from reviews of Shaw et al. 2013. So for example, in the study of Sato et al. 2011, they have the 7-day preparation period for the athlete with the 7-day intense training period with the swimming populations of Japanese university. So the energy intake and energy expenditures, here are the value. The male, it's about 3,158, more or less 733. Within the female, a similar value as I talked before is 2,710, approximately plus minus 431. And the energy expenditures has to be lower than their energy intakes, because to maintain the muscle mass and not gaining too much fat, uh, the athlete needs to be really cautious to see the values of the energy intake and correlate it with the energy expenditure. Yeah, considerations, what to take into considerations for the swimmer athlete. So yeah, as I said before, a major focus of a swimmer's diet should be the balance between the energy intake and how it meets daily training requirements. And as a swimmers, athletes should be educated on practical nutrition skills that allow them to easily transition between low to high energy intakes. Why? Because as I said before also, it's impossible to keep the training load the same during the year. That's why athletes need to be educated and adapt to uh, the changing in the training load, so they can fastly adapt it when they need to change their diet. And it's also important that they have someone that can develop a strategy, their diet strategy that will provide direct nutrition support for the training. especially before, during, and after the training sessions. So yeah, here we have the carbohydrate requirements. I have five main points that I want to talk today. So when the first one, when the high quality or intensity training is required, carbohydrate intake should allow the muscle glycogen to restore. Means when they uh, finish or they want to go to train, their body has to their body needs energy, and carbohydrate is our main food of source. That's why carbohydrate is important for swimmers. Also, in the study of LUMP in 1990, swimmers that are undertaking a moderate training load found that carbohydrate intakes of 6 grams per kilogram of body mass per day meet the requirements of the glycogen restorations. And also within the same study, it's also found that there's no performance advantages was gained by consuming more than 12 grams per kilogram of body mass per day. Means that athletes should consume the adequate amount of carbohydrates, not more, especially not less. That's why it's important they have the sports dietitians that can help them through the seasons or prepare them through the picking conditions for the competitions. Daily carbohydrates intake also must be planned to match or balance the fuel requirements of the training program that allow the athlete's body to adapt to the training load. And also in the study of Berg et al. 2011, it stated that by consuming carbs during exercise that are more than 90 minutes, it promotes have the advantages for their performance because they're providing a fuel of source into their body for their training. And then the protein requirements. It's important to intake a good quality of protein to provide the optimal training adaptations such as the muscle growth and also tissue repairment post the training. In the study of Berg in 2007, swimmers typically intake more than 1.2 until 1.6 gram per kilogram body mass per day, which is it related or correlated with the suggested daily protein intake requirements associated with sports athlete. But then we need to develop a strategy on how to uh, eat correctly this protein. So to fully maximize the protein synthesis, swimmers are recommended to follow guidelines to consume 0.3 gram per kilogram body mass of protein, or about 20 until 30 grams of high quality protein soon after the key workout or after their training. So then swimmers can uh, divide this protein intake through 4 until 5 times per day, including meals, snacks, breakfast, lunch, and also before bed. It is recommended to consume the casein of protein before they go to rest. Yeah, here I have the example of the professional swimmers on their daily diet. At 6:30, they have the breakfast, oatmeal, banana, and drink a lot of water. And also they have the training pool sessions. And after the training, they eat fruits and also whey proteins, high protein intakes. At 11, they train again in the gym. After they have lunch, and then after lunch, they rest and eat another smoothie with yogurt, fruit, and spinach. They go to train again, and then dinner, and after that the last snack before they go to sleep. So yeah, micronutrients requirements. In one study of the female swimmers by Peterson in 2006 found that the good quality of food choices uh, is uh, is already provide a good micronutrients. Means that uh, you during this, what I mean by this is that uh, athletes should focus on the bigger picture first before they go into the details. Means that they have to focus on their basic diet first before they really get into the sport specific nutritions and especially the dietary supplements. They have to pay attention first. They have to complete all the body requirements, their nutritions of the body, using this basic diet first before they go into the sport specific nutritions. Because the dietary supplements and the sport specific nutriment supplements, sport specific nutritions is the one that main aim to enhance their performance. So yeah, I have the nutritions for the competitions or for the race. Here I have the pre-competitions, during the competitions, and the post-competitions. One thing that I want to say is that swimmer, they should be aware of their changing nutrients and their energy needs. They should be mindful eating within the competitions or race environment. Means that the close you are to the competitions, it's impossible or it's not recommended for you to change your diets. Because of what? Then your body needs to adjust again with the foods that you're eating. Pre-competitions. During the competitions day, a meal plan should include a high carbohydrate rich meal, and it recommended to consume it before 1 until 3 hours before the warm-up. And during the competitions, carbohydrates containing drinks such as the sports drinks or the sports gel, and light carbohydrates such as banana and sports bar that are fast absorbed will help to maintain body carbohydrate supplies and maintain the fluid balance within the body. Post competitions, it's important to intake carbohydrates and rich protein foods because it promotes and to repair and adapt from the stress that are happening after the race. Yeah, so three more points. When the time between race are is less than an hour, the swimmers must focus on carbohydrate sources that are unlikely causing their gastrointestinal issue. Means uh, don't eat something that you are not uh, used to, especially before the competitions or before the race. As a swimmer, they should have planned all the eventualities and carry suitable foods options to them to the pool for the period of reduced external foods. What do I mean by this? It's better to prepare your food, your meal plan, so then you don't allow some external foods that you're craving it. You know, if you don't prepare everything, you never know. Within the day, you go outside with your friends, and if you don't bring your meal plan or your prep meal, you're going to buy some external foods that are it's hard to calculate. And also, swimmers also should have paid attention to the use of supplements and consumed uh, and take into account when they're consuming excessive caffeine intake, because it will affect their sleep time and the recovery abilities of the body, especially close to the competitions. It will really affect to the performance if they don't rest well. Okay, thank you, Carmen, and all my friends to listening. God bless you. Bye-bye.